All right, welcome back. It's the 0 to 100 podcast. I'm joined by my two brothers. I have my brother Cory on. What's up, Cory?
Hey, what's up?
I got my brother Ricky on. What's up, Rick?
Hey, what's up?
All right, so I had you guys on so we could talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's been out for I want to say was it 3 weeks now, and it's already hit $2 billion worldwide, and it's on track to pass Avatar as the number one uh, domestic movie or most profitable domestic movie, and that makes me happy because I think Avatar suck. But let's get started. And Rick, I'll let you kick it off. What's your letter grade for Spider-Man Brand New Day?
Oh man, I'll be honest. I didn't think about this, but if I gave it a grade, oh man, maybe a B. Probably a B. Probably a
A
B.
B.
Yeah, it was just all right to me. Uh,
Okay.
I don't. I feel certain ways about villains, and I personally am not a fan of Jean Grey. So I think she's the
Uh,
most overhyped person in the whole MCU.
well, she just got in it. She
I
literally just
mean,
got
like
in it.
in all, like even with the X-Men movies and everything, like all of that, like she's overhyped. I've never bought into the hype. I've never
Well,
been.
you,
None of
you
her
think about the
storylines have
Jean,
appealed to me.
yeah, you think about the Jean Grey from the 20th Century Fox, but you
Yeah,
know
that one I didn't like, and this one I don't like. So
that's crazy. So you don't like the character. You know what? I'm starting to sense a pattern with you because you ain't like Scarlet Witch either. Corey,
I
what's
don't
your
like people that are overhyped, in my opinion.
oh, she's overhyped. She just got it. Corey, what's your letter grade for it? Because Ricky's tripping already.
Um, I was trying to. It's either an A plus or an A. I'm trying to think. I give it an A plus. Yeah, I had a good time watching the movie, and um, like there were definitely like little things or whatever that I could nitpick and stuff, but overall I had a good time, and I thought it was pretty cool, and also um, I like I feel like Spider-Man, like he was fully Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah,
Like they show, you know
yeah.
what I mean, like his power level and stuff. And so yeah, I give it an A plus.
It's definitely an A for me. To pick up kind of what you where you left off with Corey. Um, the way that No Way Home ended, I thought was perfect. It was like it set up the Spider-Man that we knew and loved because like the first two Spider-Man like home movies, Homecoming, Far From Home, they were good, but it wasn't really Spider-Man to me because it was more like they had fashioned him to be like Iron Man Jr. or Iron Man sidekick. And it was like by the end of No Way Home, he was truly like the Spider-Man that you know, like who's on his own and like doesn't get the easy road and guy use his wits and stuff and he sacrificed his own happiness for the greater good and he finally got to hear the line with great power comes great responsibility and the way it left off was like that was Spider-Man and so the way that this movie started and kicked off was like oh he's straight Spider-Man now like he like even when they like the beginning of the movie where they had him with the montage of him taking on like a lot of classic Spider-Man villains like Tombstone and Scorpion and like showing like what he had been up to since the end of No Way Home it was off the charts, and it was funny because when going into the movie, when I was like hearing all the behind the scenes stuff and what was going to be in it, when they was like, "Oh, he's going to be fighting the Hulk," and I'm like, I was like, "What?" I was like, "That doesn't make any sense." Or it was when it was saying that Punisher's going to be in it. And I was like, "What Punisher?" I was like, nah, it just doesn't make any sense. But it all worked to me, and like I hear what you're saying, Rick, where you like in terms of the villain, because Jean Grey itself, which was a terrible kept secret that Sadie Sink was playing Jean Grey. Like I pretty much knew that months before the
Oh,
movie.
I knew nothing,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah, I knew that months like before the movie was coming out. Like I was kind of hoping they was gonna throw a curveball and she was gonna be playing a different character, but you know, I suspect like I already knew that she was Jean Grey, and then and from that standpoint, I knew that she wasn't the real villain of the movie. Like I knew that the real villain was going to be Department of Damage Control, and it's very clear like they're going to be setting them up to be like the X-Men antagonists and stuff. Like from the comics and from the old TV show, which is actually back again, like Friends of Humanity is going to be the Department of Damage Control. And you kind of saw the breadcrumbs for that if you watched Wonder Man, which was a really good series. I don't know
Yeah,
if either of you guys watched
yeah,
that,
I watched
but
Wonder Woman.
yeah.
yeah.
So I guess let's get the things out the way that you didn't like. And Rick, I guess you might as well kick it off since you are the one that gave it a B grade. Well, actually, before we get into that, let me ask you this. So, did you like this better or No Way Home better, Rick?
No Way Home was the one with all the Spider-Man, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Way Home was 1,000 times better than this, in my opinion.
I'm not gonna. It was. I don't know what I'm gonna say a
You don't
thousand
think it
times.
was better?
I actually do think No Way Home was like I've only seen Brand New Day once. I plan on going back to see it again. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I do Brand New Day the way that you was doing Michael. Because I keep thinking
But it
about the
was
movie.
like when you saw No Way Home, how many times did you go see it like within the first 2 weeks?
I'm pretty certain. Well, I've been busy. That's the only reason I would have been going to see Brand New Day every day if I could have. But uh, I saw
I
No
didn't
Way
think it
Home at
was that
least.
good.
I saw it at least 3 times. Initially coming out, I felt like Brand New Day was good, but it wasn't better than No Way Home. It was really good, but the more I see here and think about it, that's why I was like, I need to see it again before I definitively say that No Way Home was absolutely better. But initially, I will say I felt like No Way Home was better, but they were both spectacular. But Corey, what did you think? Did you like this better or No Way Home?
I like this one better than No Way Home.
That's
I need to
wild.
I need to watch No Way Home again one more time, I guess. But yeah, I think I like this one better, just because I
Oh,
don't know if it was I think it was like this one. He was pretty much he was on his own, like doing stuff. Like he
mhm.
had to figure it out for himself, kind of. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
It was classic Spider-Man.
yeah,
It
like
was
no way
yeah.
home. He had to go to Doctor Strange, and then like MJ and Ned was helping him and all of that,
Yeah.
and like I feel like this one, like this is Spider Man. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
figured the thing out for himself, and like uh, and then yeah, just like seeing how like strong he is and stuff like that. That last fight with the hand and stuff, and
Oh my goodness. Oh,
at
sorry.
the end, like I love that. And so it's like I've only seen No Way Home once, so I probably need to watch it again, I guess. Um, but yeah, like in the theaters, I was wild and stuff, and but yeah, I think I was more entertained with this one than No Way Home, and it might be some recency bias or whatever, but um, yeah, I kind of just liked the story of it and everything was kind of cool. And I had heard the news, about Sadie Sink's casting, but I had forgot about it because it was so long ago, and I wasn't like following stuff closely. So it
Mhm.
was a bit of a surprise to me that she was Jean Grey, and I was like, oh yeah, duh, that makes sense. But like I went into it like not knowing who the villain is, thinking it was somebody else who has some kind of
Mhm.
weird possession power or something like that. So it worked on me. I liked it.
I think you know what, Rick, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the reason why you probably said like No Way Home was better was because like your affinity to villains,
Yeah.
and the reality is that Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was like off the charts bad in No Way Home, like he was no joke. And then you also had Electro back and Doctor Octopus. So is that why? Just because No
I,
Way
I
Home had
think I think that's part of it. Like I can admit, like the Spider Man, kind of like what Corey was saying, like he got more help in the other movies and everything like that. Um, but I just thought No Way Home was a more enjoyable movie. I enjoyed seeing all of the other Spider-Man come back, and then yes, Willem Dafoe was a better villain to me than Jean Grey, or the Department of Damage Control, or whatever the motherfuckers are
Mhm.
calling themselves. But yeah, no, it's all for me. It's generally always about the villain. How much do I enjoy that nigga, um, or whatever? But I mean, I just don't like Jean Grey in general, though. So I think like that for me. Once I'm like, oh, it's Jean Grey. All right, I don't care anymore. Like that's kind of what what it was like for me.
I thought I don't know, man. It was like I really thought it was well done because it initially, like so one of the things like I was hoping she was gonna be like this Spider-Man villain called the Queen that has like similar powers in terms of like controlling people and like mind control and stuff like that. And so I was hoping that's what she was gonna be, but I was like, I get it. But I thought they did a good job with her character, even to the point where she was like, going throughout the story, she was possessing people looking for something called VMAX. And you was like, well, what's VMAX? What's VMAX? And then it was revealed that VMAX was the last thing that her sister saw before the Department of Damage Control like killed her. And he was like, oh, that's terrible. Like that's messed up. And like that was dope. Like I I still like it's like the more I think about it and the way Corey broke it down, it does make me almost I gotta see it again. Like I can't I don't want to flat out say like yes, it's way better or is that like there's no way I would say it was way better than No Way Home. Like I feel like they right now they're running like neck and neck, but I gave like No Way Home a slight edge just because of how it ended. Like I thought the ending was absolutely perfection. Like I don't feel like you could top that ending. And it was like the action in it, but the action in this, I think I feel like the action in this took it over the top. Like it was like the fight with the Hulk because again, it felt like they did it properly. Because like when you sit here and think about Hulk versus Spider Man, that's not really a match. That's a mismatch, and it pretty much was a mismatch. Like Spider Man was really just trying to stay alive, and it really was like him, appealing the Hulk's better part of himself that like they didn't make it some weird or cheap cop out where it's like, oh no, he took the shocker glove and that's how he beat the Hulk. Like, nah, the Hulk was still busting his behind. Like that really wasn't no thing. Let me ask you this though. Did you feel like the Hulk worked in the movie? Because again, like going into it, I was like, oh, you put the Hulk in here, that don't make any sense. But I felt like it worked, especially with in terms of the story where Peter was developing these new powers and he wanted to suppress it. So Bruce Banner and the Hulk fit right into the story. What did you think, Corey?
Yeah, like the story worked for me or whatever, and it was also cool, I guess, to show like how smart Peter Parker is, like for him to go and have the discussion with Bruce Banner and figure out the inhibitor chip thing, and also I guess you could kind of see how um damage control is going to try to use that, I guess, to come up with something to suppress the mutants and stuff. And so this is probably going to feed into X-Men. So yeah, like I liked how he fitted it, and then even like the Punisher coming there trying to help, and he just shooting them with a big gun, but they ain't really doing nothing. And so I would say like that's the only thing where I was kind of like in the movie like the Punisher, like in all the Punisher stuff, like One Last Kill and the Netflix show, it's like this dude is just crazy. But it's like in this one, he was, kind of cracking jokes and it was a little more lighthearted, where I was just like, this don't really fit the Punisher character, you know what I mean? At least from where his previous appearances. So that was like the only thing where I was in the theater like, the Punisher wouldn't be acting like this, you know what I mean? Like, but it worked, you know what I mean? And like if this it's almost like if this was the first introduction of the Punisher, I think like it would have worked better. But I like the Netflix show, John Bernthal and all of that. So it was just a little off. But I guess it's like this is a PG-13 movie versus the TVMA stuff that he's normally in. So,
Well,
Rick,
for
how
me,
you? Yeah,
this
go ahead,
was
Rick.
my first introduction to the Punisher because I never watched any of the shows.
uh,
So
Oh,
I didn't hate them. I thought it was. I thought that the Hulk. I thought it went well. It just makes me more disappointed as to why Marvel refuses to give this nigga another movie. And why did you make the Captain America movie? Like, why was it Captain America and why was it not the Hulk? Like, that's just stupid to me.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was something I was gonna bring up that I didn't particularly care for, and now I just forgot it. Oh, not this was small, very small, but it was like I don't know why he sent the Punisher after the chick because I was like, bro, she's just gonna mind control that nigga.
I don't think
Why
he.
would you
Well,
not go
actually,
do it?
I don't think he. Oh, you know what? He did send. Did he? Wait, did he
But
send
I
her?
no,
mean,
he
I guess he
didn't.
was like,
No, MJ
oh
said he
Yes,
needs
that's
your
what I was
help,
about to say.
and it's like,
Yes.
no. I'm not saying that part. I'm talking about when they linked up and they was taking on the Hulk, and then they're like, okay, well, let's split up. And then like maybe he didn't send him,
Well,
but
no, he
the
told.
no,
Punisher
he
went to
sent
go
him
get the Hulk.
after Jean Grey because
He did
because
send them.
Yeah, it was
He
like,
did.
bro, he's gonna get mind control.
oh
No, no,
yeah,
no, no,
But
no. But what he said was because he did. So he was trying to put the suppressor on
the
the Hulk.
joint, yeah,
Yeah, he was trying to put
yeah.
the thing on Hulk, and so he did send the Punisher after Jean Grey, but he told him to stay within a certain distance from her.
hmm
He did
But it
warn
was
her.
like, bro, he's not gonna be able to keep that distance. That was the
But
only
he
thing.
tried.
But
But he tried.
But then
He
yeah,
did
I'm like,
try.
so it was either that or the Hulk, and so it was like he was like,
I
no,
mean
I'm not fighting the Hulk.
that's
Yeah,
true too. I feel like he would have had more success if he got the her, put the joint on her, and then now you kill two birds with one stone.
Well, no, the Hulk had lost. She had lost control of the Hulk
Ah, that's
already
true.
at that
Yeah, no,
point.
you're right.
And
Yeah, I
he
forgot.
was
Yeah,
like, yeah, it was like the immediate threat was, yo, I gotta take the Hulk because he'll pretty much kill everybody up in here. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
so you see what I'm saying? Like, it made sense
No, it's
from a
valid.
story standpoint. It made sense because he's like, all right, immediate threat is the Hulk. I can't worry about this chick right now. Yo, you go take care of her, but keep this distance. Now, granted, the reality is Punisher was gonna be able to really keep that distance, but even that worked in terms of the story, and it was really funny when you saw her uh take over the Punisher and like how he was acting and talking, and it was like Jean Grey inside the Punisher instead of I, I'm trying to think like, all right, so what was your least favorite thing about the movie, Rick, other than Jean Grey? Like, was there anything
Oh, because
else
I
like?
was gonna say like that was it. Um, I mean, I guess overall, it's like okay, so like she's the villain, but she's not really the villain. So like what
Mhm.
I feel like when you do that, when you try to make this nigga the villain, and then you turn like, no, they're not really the villain. I feel like you've wasted my time. Like you've wasted my time in the theater because that nigga really wasn't the threat. I didn't need you to do
Mm,
all of that and waste my time with that
I
storyline.
thought it was still compelling though, because like I found her compelling in terms of like I did dislike her as a villain, like you dirty, like when she did the thing with MJ where he was trying to save MJ and he was talking to MJ and then she was remembering, like acting like she was
Hmm.
remembering that, and I knew it, like I already knew in my head, oh, that's not MJ, that's not
Yeah,
her. It's
yeah.
it's the it's Jean that she that took her over. Like that was some bullshit. And it was like, and even Spider-Man got mad, like when he choked her up and was like dangling her, like, let her go. I was like, that's okay, Spider-Man. Like that part got me because it was
That
like,
part, I was like, oh man, they gonna do the thing from the comics, like where he, with Gwen Stacy or whatever. I thought they was gonna do that in this
oh,
one.
that
I
would
was
have
like,
been sick. That
So
would
I
have
was,
been
but I was like, nah, they can't do that. But
nah,
yeah,
that would have been crazy though. That would have been wild if they did that. But I don't know, man. I felt like in terms of this story and what they was doing, I felt like it worked, and especially because it was like they were kind of in the same boat where it was like they was both lonely, and it was just like Peter was handling it one way and Gene was handling it another way that wasn't necessarily the right way per se. But Corey, what was your least favorite of the movie? I would say if you had like a least favorite part.
I guess it would have been. I guess it was the Punisher thing, which wasn't even like a big,
Mhm.
thing, but it was just like I was sitting there like, yeah, Punisher wouldn't be acting like this. So that's probably like my least favorite, or um, the the thing with Black Widow. It was kind of funny, but it was also I don't know,
I actually
stupid. But
enjoyed that little cameo. I mean, I
yeah,
thought it was funny, especially in terms of how he wouldn't take his mask off to get in the water with her. Although I will say, I also find it a little disrespectful to Spider-Man, like Black Widow trying to be like, you deal with
yeah,
small potatoes. I'm like, chick, you small potatoes, fake Avenger.
Yeah,
You ain't no
yeah.
real Avenger. But it also was funny, and it kind of worked to that standpoint. I think my least favorite thing of it, like I love the opening montage where he was taking on like the different Spider-Man villains, but I also like I know how some movies they be like, oh, it's too many villains or whatever. I almost wanted a little bit more. Like I kind of wanted to see like him, like the fight with Scorpion was cool. I enjoyed like when he fought the Scorpion. But like I enjoyed the very small snippet we had where he fought Tombstone, but I almost felt like I would have liked to see even a little bit more of it. Um,
mhm,
the other thing I guess I will say that I didn't like, especially like after seeing Daredevil Born Again, and I really don't understand the inner workings of Marvel and Sony and how it works. Like somebody had pointed out, like there was all these different characters from different studios in this movie, where you had Hulk, who was actually from Universal, like had movie rights for the Hulk, and then
Mm.
20th Century Fox had rights for the X-Men, and which was Jean Grey, and then Marvel Studios had Black Widow, who had like the cameo in it, and then Sony had Spider-Man. So yeah, like the fact that this even thing got made, but that's the only little thing that I didn't like. Um, what was your favorite sequence or favorite part, Corey?
the fight with the hand at the end. Like
Yeah, yeah,
the Punisher and Hulk stuff was cool too, but like the hand thing, like I was just like, finally they show like how powerful Spider-Man is and stuff, and like
yeah,
all the things that he can do. Like I just thought it was really cool and stuff, and even like you saw it in the trailer, the part where he like caught the blade and shattered it
yep,
with his
yep.
webbing. But even seeing that, like all the other stuff that was added into it, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it was. I thought that was awesome. It was well done. It was, and it was like his humor was there. Like what like one of the things that I loved about like I love Tobey Maguire Spider Man, but he never got the wisecracking and the quips down to me. And then like Andrew Garfield's Spider Man, I felt like got the wisecracking down, but the stories failed him mightily. Like it was like I didn't dislike the first Amazing Spider-Man. I actually was pleasantly surprised by it. But Amazing
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2 was flaming hot garbage. Like that was it was tough. Like that was a tough one. Like it wasn't Batman and Robin level bad or the Marvels level bad or Thor Love and Thunder bad, but it wasn't good. But this Tom Holland Spider-Man, I feel like captures the quips, and then this one helped like No Way Home, and this one really captured like the actual Spider-Man. So that was like I agree with you. I feel like the fight with the hand. Well, I don't know. I really enjoyed that Hulk sequence too. Like that, I put it like almost neck and neck. It was that well done to me. Rick, what was your favorite part?
Yeah, honestly, it's probably those two moments. Same thing. It's like the fight with the hand was definitely like top tier, and then even the fight with the Hawk was
Mhm.
like a very close second to me. Um, but yeah, those are the two favorite parts for me.
Okay. I'll let you guys go on this. I'll admit the post credit scene
That was
was
a waste.
it was a waste
I
of time.
didn't stay for it because everybody told me it's not worth staying for.
Okay, yeah, it was like I will say. Well, let me ask you this, Corey. Do you feel like it sets up Secret Wars?
I
Like, cause
guess that's like listening to some podcasts and other stuff. They were saying, I guess the tracker being out in space, then it's probably yeah, like the symbiote suit or whatever like that. But I
yeah,
was just like it was stupid. Like
it
it
was
didn't
it was
really add
too,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, it was too lackluster, and I don't know. Like, I'll be honest. Far From Home had the best like post credit thing because I remember Homecoming. I mean, Homecomings was funny because that was where Captain America came back with the little
Mhm.
PSA like it's like you know disappointment or you sit around waiting for something wanted to be great like that was really funny even though it wasn't like anything advancing. Far From Home was like awesome because it set up No Way Home because Mysterio revealed that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. You're like, oh snap! But No Way Home, well, actually, No Way Home's I don't think was bad because that pretty much led directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So I shouldn't say they all haven't been that great. Like that went right into Multiverse of Madness. But this one, so for those who don't know or didn't see it, which I probably doubt, it was like Ned had came up with this spider tracker where you could follow where Spider-Man was, and the spider tracker was started in Queens and then it was moving out, then it moved outside of the Earth, and it was showing that Spider-Man was in space. And the only thing I can think of is that, like, I don't believe he's in Doomsday, although they could be hiding that fact or whatever. Because I think there are some characters that might show up in Doomsday that they haven't revealed. Um, but he's out in space, and I do know in Secret Wars that Spider-Man is going to play a role in that, even though I'm not quite sure yet. But in terms of a teaser, it wasn't like that great. Like it would have been a little cooler if you saw something that led to Doomsday. Corey, I know you said you didn't watch the new Doomsday trailer. Rick, you didn't watch the new Doomsday trailer. Do you plan on watching the new Doomsday trailer?
No, I'm because I realize like the movie in the theater is more enjoyable if I'm surprised. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's no need for me to watch the trailer. Like I'm uh like it was nice and whatever, you know what I mean. Um, uh, so I'm trying to just go into it with no expectations so that I can be experience stuff in the movie theater for the first time and all that. And so the one trailer I saw of Doomsday was enough where I was like, yo, this is crazy, like seeing all the
Mm-hmm.
different heroes and stuff. And so yeah, I was like, I don't need to see anything else.
Rick.
Um, I figure I'll come across it some way somehow eventually. Um, I may eventually seek it out, but if I don't see it in some other form of media or whatever, right? Um, but yeah, yeah.
I will say this. Like I will say this. It was like the new trailer I thought was really well done. It doesn't give away a ton, but like almost kind of like how where the first trailer revealed that Steve Rogers was back, Captain America was back. Um, this has something pretty cool that happened at the end of it that displays Doom's power, and you're kind of like, oh, that. But it's like, yeah, I don't need to see anything else. Like I don't need. They don't need to release another trailer. They don't need to do a teaser. Um, I'm pretty much so like I bought my Spider-Man ticket like literally a month in advance before it came out, and I probably end up buying my Avengers Doomsday ticket, which I heard like the tickets are already on sale and they're already breaking records in terms of
That's crazy.
yeah, it's already breaking records in terms of pre-sales. So and the movie doesn't come out till December.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I don't know, because initially, like, I was very skeptical of Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom, but this trailer that they just showed, I was like, yo, this joint.
I'm still just like I'm assuming that it's going to be some kind of alternate version of Tony Stark or whatever, because I'm just like you can't
Uh,
say like bring him in with Tony Stark's face and say he's Victor Von Doom. Like
I mean, it's this last trailer that they revealed was interesting, and not to go like too spoiler or anything, but like the way they revealed it, it definitely makes it seem like it's his own character. Like now, it could be something, but it was like the way they like his, and it shows like even though he didn't show in the Fantastic Four, this this trailer that just came out kind of revealed that the Fantastic Four is aware of him. Like they have like knowledge of each other. Like that was kind of what was revealed in this trailer. So again, it got me kind of excited because I love the Fantastic Four. I thought the Fantastic Four was great. Um and
What
so
did
it's
you
like
give the Fantastic Four movie?
wait, what'd you say?
What did you give the Fantastic Four movie?
I think I gave it a B plus A minus. It
Yeah, I think it was
might have been
about
a
a
B
B.
plus.
It was about a
Yeah, I
B
think I
for
gave
me.
it a B plus. I have to go back and listen to the podcast to remember what I gave. I remember I loved it. And I remember we talked about it. I had you on, me and you talked
Yeah.
about it. Because one of my
What's
friends was
when
laughing.
does Secret Wars come out?
Not until 28 or no 27.
So is Doomsday then Secret Wars?
Yeah, and Secret Wars is the only movie that's coming out for Marvel in 27.
God darn, boy. It's about time. They was putting out too much trash. They
Well, I
need to
feel like
cut back.
I don't. Yeah, December 17th, 2027 is when Secret Wars comes out.
so when is Black
Yeah.
Panther 3 come out?
Black Panther 3 comes out in 2028, the same year as X-Men, because X-Men comes out in May of 28 and Black Panther comes out in December of 28. Let me get your thoughts on that real quick before y'all go. They revealed that David Johnson, he's the actor that played in like Alien Romulus and The Long Walk and a few other things. Are you cool with him being a new Black Panther, especially that he's not recast. He's
Yeah,
playing
it's-
T'Challa's son, which I shared my thoughts on that in Wakanda Forever, which I thought was a bad movie. But how you feel, Corey, about him being T'Challa's son?
it's fine, I guess. I'm like I don't really because I haven't seen any of the stuff that he's been in, but um and this is like a new character, so I'm just like, yeah, I guess if he's a good actor or whatever. Um, yeah, so I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other. I guess this is like it's the weird thing of like I understand why they didn't recast the T'Challa
Mm-hmm.
um, because it's like real world stuff, like asking these people to be in a movie and stuff, and this person that they cared about just died and stuff, so they want to honor
Mm-hmm.
him. Um, yeah, so I'm open to like it's all I guess it's like giving Ryan Coogler a blank slate, you know what I mean, or whatever, and so at least with this one, I hope it's because you don't have the baggage of
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick Boseman being going missing. So I'm fine with it. I'm open to seeing whatever. Like yeah, Wakanda Forever. There was some good stuff in it, but it wasn't one of those where I'm like I want to revisit it and I wasn't blown away and
I've
stuff.
only
So,
seen it once.
yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I've only seen it once. I don't have a desire to see it again, to be honest. Rick,
I guess I don't have a particular issue with it. I will still default back to they should have just recast them. I guess the one thing that I'm gonna be, I don't want to say confused on, but it's like, what the F are they gonna do with the timeline to explain how he went from a baby to a grown man?
See, I see, and that's the thing that's annoying to me. With they had the opportunity, like with Secret Wars, to because I feel like what's going to happen is there's going to be a reset, like especially like if it follows the Jonathan Hickman run of Secret Wars, where like that's how Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe came into this universe. But I we'll see what happens. But I see Ricky dropped off for a sec. He might come back, but I appreciate you taking the time, Cory, and
Yep.
me and you were correct in giving Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh, there's Rick.
Yeah.
You and I are correct in giving Spider-Man Brand New Day a A. Ricky once again is incorrect by giving it a B. I'll definitely have you guys back on because I want to talk about Batman Cape Crusader. I don't know if you guys finished that on
No,
Amazon
I
Prime.
haven't. I actually was watching it just now, but
Watched
um,
the. I think I watched the first half, so I still got a few more episodes to go. But yeah,
Okay. Oh, did you guys finish X-Men 97 before I let you go?
I haven't even started it.
there's one more episode coming, right? Or did the 10th
No,
episode?
no, it was only
It was only 9.
yeah, it was only 9, and that was the last
Oh,
one.
oh, okay. Yeah, me and Layla watched it, so I was waiting, assuming there was going to be a 10th episode. But okay,
No, that was it. That was it for season 2. I'll say this: I thought season 1 was better than season
yeah,
2 as a whole,
Oh man.
but it
yeah,
was solid. I still like I enjoyed where it finished, but on a whole, I thought season 1 was better.
yeah. I'd agree with that.
So, all right, fellas, thanks for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys later,
All
and
right,
All right.
yeah,
peace.
have a good one. Peace.